Attention! Attention! Attention, humans! This live stream is now under Dalek control. You will obey all instructions. Obey! 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 I'm not seeing much activity in the chat room. This is most displeasing. You will speak, or you will be exterminated. You may be wondering why the lights aren't quite flashing in time with what I'm saying. Well, there is a very simple explanation. It's because Matthew is off screen doing this live. I have a ring modulator now, and it's awesome.
Let me just turn up the actual volume there. Oh, that sounds very loud for some reason. What's the deal? What's going on there? There we go, that's better. Let's move Derek here out the way. Hello everybody, how are we all doing? I can't see the chat. That's because I haven't set it up properly. Where's my failure bell? There we go. Anyway, that's fun. I'm enjoying the Dalek voice. That's amazing. Right, let's move Derek out of the way. I've just realised I've not left any space for him at all, so he can just sit up here. For now, just out the way, basically. I'll get rid of these cases that I was perching him on. And we can start the show properly. Hello everybody, who have we got? I will tell you in a minute because the chat for the stream has been disabled because I am smart. And I did not think this intro through. And, well, no, I did think the intro through, but I forgot to set everything up properly before I started it. So that's a great start. Let's see. Where is the chat screen? There we go. Right, disconnect that one because we don't want that, and connect that one, and then in theory, yay! There we go. Excellent. How is everybody doing? Who do we have in the chat room? Well, we've got Imagithorn here, so hello to you, Imagithorn. The Tide Scott's here. Sam B is here. Hello. Alice Ahologies is here. Hello, Alice. Yeah, lots of you in. Welcome, welcome. And today, if the title of the video was not clear, we're going to be learning how to build a Dalek, although the text is not how to build a Dalek, bloody hell. No, that's for episode 5107 in the year 2092 when I've retired. Right, no. How to speak like a Dalek. I edited all this earlier and for some reason the change didn't take. Sorry about that. Anyway. So, yes, I have a ring modulator now. If I flick over to my close-up camera, you can see what one of those is. And it's very straightforward. Basically, audio goes in here, into a microphone, and comes out into the desk here. So, if I want to say anything that makes me sound like a Dalek, all I have to do is put the microphone to my lips and
talk like this. Does anyone have any requests? I'm quite enjoying doing the voice live, as you can see by the stupid grin on my face. All inferior creatures are to be considered the enemies of the Daleks and destroyed. Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
So yeah, that's that's very straightforward. I'm enjoying this. If you go over to the close-up camera, there is a bypass switch on here, so
if I just want to talk into the microphone normally like this, I can do that.
But it sounds terrible, so we're not going to do that too much. But if I want to sound like a Dalek, all I do is mash that button and then talk like this. Exterminate!
Is it possible to sound like the Emperor from Evil of the Daleks? Presumably, yes.
Basically, this is the exact piece of equipment that Nicholas Briggs uses in the show, in Doctor Who, to make all the noises. But it doesn't just do Daleks, you can do Cybermen as well. You just twiddle that knob there and
talk like this. You will be deleted.
I mean, that's not perfect, really. The only setting I've really figured out is about 30 on the frequency indicator. Which I think
sounds pretty good, all things considered. Let's just turn down the other microphone so we can appreciate it properly. Exterminate! Exterminate!
So yeah, this is basically just an excuse to show off my new toy. And it's great fun. I am loving this. It's going to make recording any future Dalek content a lot easier. I've just realised the random pair of scissors sitting in shot that I don't need. Sam's got a request. Yes, I've seen your messages, Sam, so let's do that for you. Why the hell not? Here we go.
Butlin's head office has been located. Find resort safety team members and booking team managers. Find them and exterminate them. We, the Daleks, are the masters of Earth!
I'm having way too much fun. So, yeah, this is how you sound like a Dalek in the show. So, there's different settings on it. You want the, I think this is what you call a square modulation. There's like a wiggly one as well,
which doesn't sound much different as far as I can tell. But that's the setting that they use in the show, so that's the one we're going to stick with.
I got this actually a lot cheaper than you would get like a as new one, because it's a bit beaten up, or pre-loved, I would call it. And the LFO adjustment knob is broken. But that's fine, because it's already up to setting 10, which is where we need it. And then there's drive, which is basically like your gain on the microphone. And then this controls how much you modulate the audio by. And then that sets your modulation frequency. So roughly the voice is about 30 on the ring modulator. As I understand it, Nicholas Briggs uses all different settings for the different types of Daleks. So I think the Emperor Dalek has a sort of deeper voice. So if I sort of adjust that a little bit and then
speak like the Emperor,
then you can see that does sound a little bit different.
I am the god of all Daleks.
Yeah. or to use a more classics version.
Do not fight in here. Obey your Emperor. Obey. Obey.
And it's a lot of shouting like that. Section 1 of this little exercise is going to be a short one, really. It's about performance. So when you're talking like a Dalek, you need to spend much of your time talking like this, because that gives you a nice high-pitched sound. Can I do the paradigm voice? I'm not sure what the settings are. I can't remember what the paradigms sound like. I think they're a bit more... maybe they're sort of closer down here.
How does this sound?
I think that's more sort of classic Dalek territory, sort of heading down to 20.
Aliens! I must exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Yeah, that sounds a bit more like the classic Dalek, doesn't it? Let me try some classic Dalek lines. I'm trying to remember lines from The Dead Planet now. Hold on a minute. Hang on.
You will move ahead of us and follow my directions. This way. Immediately. I said immediately. Fire!
Yeah, see, that sounds quite close to how the classic Dalek sounds, but I think the modern ones are a bit more in the 30 range. So I'm like...
Doctor. The Doctor. Exterminate! Exterminate!
Like that. Yeah, performance-wise, it's a lot of sort of high-pitched talking like this, and you get the microphone sort of
Way up close like this. So when you're talking normally, it's you can just hear there's that little bit of a gurgle there. And if I just knock that microphone down a bit, just so we can really get, excuse me, get the performance right. You hold it really close, because ideally what you want to be doing, unlike when you normally record audio in any digital or analog or in any form, you don't want it to peak. I'll show you what I mean using my close-up camera here. As I'm talking, I don't think it's going to focus, but you'll get the idea. As I'm talking, normally you want your audio to be about here, so it's not quite hitting zero, because that's what we call peaking, and that is really uncomfortable to listen to for anyone listening to the audio later. But for a Dalek voice, you will need to get the microphone nice and close, because you want it to be doing this. Exterminate! Because the distortion is a lot. Is, you know, most of the performance, basically. The distortion is the most important thing.
and I'm going to do that because holding that microphone's hurting a bit. I think you have to turn up the LFO. What's that? Hold on a minute. Oh, hold on a minute. I think that's the LFO amount. I can't do because the knob's broken on the thing I bought. I am going to try and get it fixed at some point. But I think that's at its maximum setting of 10. And where I've seen other people do it, they have just cranked everything all the way up and just left the frequency on about 30 or 40. But I think it sounds good. Now, another word about performance. I find that when I've been recording dialogue for videos and stuff in the past, it hurts your voice. You need something to kind of lubricate your throat. I find orange juice works well because it kind of coats your vocal cords a bit. So, yeah, because it's not like proper liquid. It kind of calms everything down a bit, but it kind of sticks in the throat. It just means you can get more of a gurgling sound, a little bit.
Like this. You really feel it at the back of the throat as you do the lines.
So yeah, that's really my tips as far as performance is concerned. It's a lot of people when they do Dalek voices, it's really easy to do it, as I'm going to show you later on, sort of on the cheap using bits of software. But what a lot of people get wrong is like the performance. So you'll hear people sort of modulating their voice, but it
just kind of sounds like this, and they're not really putting any effort into it.
And what you really need to do is really put the vocal effort into it. So if I do it away from the ring modulator, you sound ridiculous to anyone who can overhear you, because of course everything is going into the desk and into my headphones. I've not got like an external monitor or anything, because my neighbours would kill me. And but it does just sound a bit weird because you're spending a lot of time talking like this. Exterminate, exterminate, and you sound ridiculous, which is a bit disheartening. But the effect on the microphone obviously is better. Trying to think of another classic Dalek line now.
We obey no one. We are the superior beings. Exterminate. We are entombed, but we live on. This is only the beginning. We will prepare. We will grow stronger. When the time is right, we will emerge and take our rightful place as the supreme power of the universe.
I will take your applause now. Really hurts. I used to be able to shout like a Dalek all day long, and it just doesn't really work anymore. It's really tiring. I don't know how Nicholas Briggs does it. I suspect he's got warm-up exercises and things which I never learned, so Anyway, that's my tip. Put it all into the performance, really like high-pitched, ham it up, and drink orange juice. Those are my 2 tips. Devran is saying the Imperial Dalek voice setting is between the Cyberman and the Dalek, so somewhere like this. What's a classic Imperial Dalek line? Can anyone remind me? So I think they're mostly just exterminate, aren't they? I don't think any of the Imperial Daleks sound particularly any particularly memorable lines. Oh, potentially one, like
Small human female sighted on level 2.
I think, yeah, that sounds a bit Imperial Dalek-y. I like that. But yes. So, that's how they do it on the show. That's how I'm going to be doing it from now on, because this is expensive. It cost me about £300. It was not cheap. But as you can see,
it sounds really good.
Way too much fun. So most people aren't going to be able to afford one of these. So, oh yes, sorry, Devran, you're absolutely right. Hold on a minute, that is a famous one, isn't it? That's the ascending the stairs line, isn't it? So,
you are the Doctor. You are an enemy of the Daleks. You are to be exterminated. Exterminate. Exterminate. Stay where you are. Do not move.
I much prefer the modern one, I have to say, although that does have a kind of very retro vibe to it. I love it. Anyway, yeah. So, that's how they do it on the show. That's how I'm doing it from now on, because I think that sounds brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. It's the first time I've done the voices kind of at volume. I've kind of gently been testing it out over the last few days, but it's
mainly sitting here talking like this. Exterminate, exterminate.
Which isn't quite as impressive. So, okay. Oh, that's another good one. Hold on. Adjust the settings again.
Power surge detected. Alert. Power source detected. Full alert.
It's so much fun being able to do that on the fly. Oh, such good fun. Anyway, so that's how you do it when you have a ring modulator. Most of you watching this aren't going to have that. So you're going to need to do a little bit of extra work. So if I just hit the bypass switch on that, because we're going to use the same microphone for this that we do for everything else. So what you're going to want to do is open up your... basically, what I'll do first, I'll show you how I did all my Dalek lines and things for videos before I got the ring modulator. So I use a piece of software called Cool Edit Pro, which is an old version of Adobe Audition. It's basically the same thing, but it's like well over a decade and a half old now, at least. I was using this back when I was in college in 2006. So we're talking way back. This is not sort of up to the minute stuff at all. And if I just flick over to my desktop view briefly, this is the software itself. I'll just close that so you can just see what it looks like from the home screen. So what you're going to want to do is click on a new waveform. I do all of mine at sample rate of 44100 because I think that's a nice balance in terms of file size and quality. Stereo, because stereo is superior, and 32-bit resolution. Again, it's all about getting the quality right. So I do that, and if we go into the options, you can see I've got my devices all set up. So my main microphone is line-in Creative SB X-Fi, and what that is the that's the main kind of feed from my mixing desk that I use for my radio shows, which if I flick to it now, you'll sort of be able to see this everything goes through the desk. So all of the sound from the microphones, now the ring modulator, which yes, I've labelled. I love that. So everything goes through this desk. I've got different feeds. So the PC feed, you turn that up. That means you can hear what I can hear going on the computer. And then the Zoom feed is when I take cool. You may remember I did a live from the works in December where we watched Biggest Little Railway in the World. I had some guests and all of their audio went through this slider here through the Zoom feed. And then there's a ring modulator, jingles and music. And all of that goes through into the line-in input on the computer. So that is the one that I've highlighted just there. So, having checked that that's the one you're using in your edit view, which it is, there we go. Now what you need to do is perform the line. So I'm going to do that with the ring modulator bypass off. And then we'll record a line, and Express Gaming has just suggested a really good one. So we're going to do Dalek Monty and Would You Care for Some Tea? So I'm just going to fade that microphone down temporarily and possibly knock the gain up on this just a teeny bit, just because it's a little bit quiet and I can't really hear myself. So I'm sure you can't either, but here we go. Let's give this a whirl. Would you care for some tea? I'm not sure I'm entirely happy with that, so we'll just have a little listen back. Would you care for some tea? Yeah, it's not the best performance I've done, so we'll give it another go with the microphone. So turn down the main mic. Would you care for some tea? It's kind of the upward bit at the end I'm going for. So if we now listen to that back. Would you care for some tea? With Monty, I kind of keep the voice a little bit more gentle than the other Daleks, because the idea is he's meant to be like the nice one. He's completely obsessed with tea and nothing else. He doesn't want to exterminate all other inferior species. He just wants to make them a cup of tea. So, okay, let's see. Can resurrection of the Daleks' voices be done using a ring modulator? Asked the Monster of Monsters. In theory, yes. I haven't worked out the settings and I can't remember what the resurrection Daleks sound like. But, yeah, in theory, yes. I think if they're anything like the Imperial Daleks, they sound a bit like this. Or thereabouts. Anyway, knock the bypass back off, because then that should... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we've got our line. Would you care for some tea? I've recorded that, and we'll just play that back again. Would you care for some tea? And what I've done as well is I've kind of chopped the silence out either side, so it just makes life a little bit easier. And then, if you press Control A on the keypad, that selects all of the waveform in the editor. And we're going to want to go to Effects, Special, and Distortion. Now I've already got a setting set up for it, but it's not too bad already, so we'll see what we can do. So I've set it up for Dalek, and I've got these marker points here. So this one is at, I can't read the actual figures, minus 60 decibels, and then this one here is at 0 decibels, and then there's just like a little bend in it at 24.87 decibels. Roughly. It's not you don't have to be too accurate with it, but basically what you end up with is this. Would you care for some tea? So it gives you your peaking noise, basically. It throws the distortion in. So here's the complicated bit. We now go to Save As. I'm going to save this as a WAV file. If we go up to here and into, we'll just do it on the desktop for now. So if I create a new folder, Dalek, and then we want to call that something like T1, and we'll save that. Okay, so that's all good. Now, here's the cool bit. I have a bit of software that you can't get anymore called Dalek Voice Pro, and that is this thing here. So if I go to Ring Modulate and Dalek Voice Pro, I've already got my settings set up. So it's a sine wave with a frequency of 30. I adjust the gain by about minus 3 decibels, just because it takes the edge off and I don't have to then do it in the edit. And then I click on Input and go to the desktop, find the Dalek line, there we go, T1, and then go to the output, and then find the same again, Dalek, T1, And then I name my files Dalek T1 modulated. Or modulated, there we go. And then you hit process, really quick, doesn't take very long at all. Click done, and that's all finished. We're done with Dalek Voice Pro. Now if I go back into my editor, click open file, flick up to the desktop, Dalek and T1 modulated, and then if I play that back, that should be the sound we're going for.
Would you care for some tea?
That's roughly what we want. That's about right. It's not perfect because the microphone that I use for the ring modulator not as good quality as the one I use for this. It's fine for when you're ring modulating it
Like this?
because it's meant to sound a little bit distorted and a bit of rubbish. But it would be better if you had a really good quality microphone. What I normally would do is record my Dalek lines using my studio microphone that I'm using at the moment because it's got a crisper, cleaner sound to it. But this is fine, and to be honest, this is going to be what most of you will find affordable, although the microphone I use is about £20 on Amazon at the moment, so they're a lot more affordable than they were when I bought this one. I think this cost me about £60, but the same model is now worth a lot less out there. You can get it for a lot cheaper, and this is about 5 years old, so... is that Ellie or Eli Films? Says, hi Matt, I'm starting my own sort of Dalek series, and I was wondering if it would be okay for me to use the storyline you created called The Resurrection Project. I promise I will give you credit. That's absolutely fine. More than happy for you to do that. I like to encourage creativity. Yeah, go for it. Okay, do you mind keeping this vid and not unlisting it, please? I'd like to use this tutorial for future vids. It's going to stay up. It's not going anywhere. It's all good. So, now we've got run through Dalek Voice Pro, it sounds like this.
Would you care for some tea?
Which is a good effect. So, now, if I'm doing the Dalek Supreme, we change things up a bit. So, I think, yeah, the bypass is still on there. So we'll knock my microphone down while we do the recording, and I'll record a Dalek Supreme line.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
That's a line lifted straight from my Dalek Supreme model. So, if I play that back...
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
So I'm not entirely happy with that, because it's not quite deep enough. I can't get my voice quite deep enough. So we select it all, and we're going to run it through the distortion filter again, and that will give us this.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
And then what I do is I go into pitch bender. No, sorry, that's not what I go to. I go to stretch. And what I do is basically lower the pitch by a factor. So I can fiddle with it in using this slider here, but this is the default setting.
Commence the landings.
Yeah, see, that's too deep. So I want to knock it down by about, say, 6.
Commence the landing.
Maybe a little bit more. Let's go for 15.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
There you go. So that's already sounding a lot better. Now, did we run it through the distortion field? Yes, we did. Okay, so if I now save this in my project folder, so that's going to be landings 1. Then go back into Dalek Voice Pro, ring modulate, input, landings 1, output, landings 1, modulated. And bearing in mind, you've got to do this for every piece of Dalek dialogue, so it's not straightforward by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, as we were, Devon says he sent me modulator settings on Discord. Excellent, we'll have a play with them in a bit. So, now we've done that. Process, done. Okay. And then we can close Dalek Voice Pro. And then if we go back into here, there we go, T1 modulated. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's not what I wanted. That one there. So if I play that one back...
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
So it's not perfect, like I say, but you can have a fiddle with it. Now it's actually a bit quieter than I want it. So if I knock it up by about 6 decibels, I go into effects, amplitude, and amplify, and there's a 6 decibel boost preset there. Click OK, and I've run that once already. So this is what it sounds like.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
Now that sounds quite good. I'm quite happy with that, but you could also do things in your software to add echo and stuff. So I'm going to add about a 5-second silence to the side here. Select it all, go into effects, delay effects, and full reverb. And then you basically choose the size of the room you want the echo to be like. So if we say, if we're trying to make the Dalek Emperor voice, for instance, we do something like medium concert hall, which sounds a little bit like this.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
And yeah, that is all going to be in the echo, that like for the Emperor. But you can do more subtle things. So like if you just want it to sound like it's in a particular room, let's say a corridor, go for something like empty living room. Empty living room's a good one, because that just adds a little bit of reverb to it, and it sounds like this.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
So that's basically what it sounds like if you're standing in an empty room in a house that's got no furniture or anything in it. If we go to full reverb again and do something like church. Church is quite a good one. So church is quite a big space.
Commence the landings. Bring the humans here.
So, when I'm creating different voices, you have fun with it and do what you think sounds right. Yeah, so now that's done. Let's show you the other method, which is using Audacity. Now, I've had to write this one down because Audacity is completely free. You don't need any to pay for this. It's available for free. It's all there. So what you're going to want to do in Audacity is begin by recording your lines. So we go File, New. And this is how I think a lot of people are going to do this. It's going to be a lot simpler for people to do it like this. And all that's done is just open up a new thing in Audacity, which is fine. So, add new stereo track. Okay. So you add a new stereo track, and then we're going to record. I think. Does anyone want to suggest a line, actually, while we're here? Anyone got a line suggestion we could use? Ravenhawk says, hey, hello! Nice to see you. It's been a long time. Sam says, I've used Audacity to do my Dalek voices. Yep, Audacity's like the go-to one because it's got built-in ring modulator stuff. Any line suggestions from anybody? Can be whatever you want, really. Just chat amongst yourselves. Is Adobe Audition the same process as Call Edit Pro? I've never used Adobe Audition, so I preface this statement with that. But they are basically the same thing. So I imagine that a lot of the features I've just shown you in Call Edit Pro are present in Adobe Audition, but don't quote me on that. Say the Victory of the Daleks line. Which one's that? Ah, you would make a good Dalek. That is always a good one. And I get to do my best Nicholas Briggs impression. I'm going to go with that one. Okay, so we hit record, and let's give this a whirl.
You would make a good Dalek.
I'm not super happy with that. I'm going to do that again. So select, delete, and let's give that one more try. I'm going to have a little sip of orange juice. Here we go.
You would make a good Dalek.
Again, not super happy with that. Not sure why I can't get that sounding right. One more go. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we'll give it a go.
You would make a good Dalek.
I'm not completely happy with it, but we'll run with it. Okay, so I'm going to trim either side of the line, and what we end up with is this.
You would make a good Dalek.
I'm not super happy with it, if I'm perfectly honest, but never mind. Right, so in Audacity, you can do it all in-house, and I've had to write down what you do because I couldn't remember. What you do is you go to Generate, having selected it, so it's Control-A. Go to Generate. No, it's not Generate. Is it Effect? That's it. Effect, Distortion. And then what you want to do is a distortion type called Soft Clipping. Clipping threshold of -20. Hardness of 98. And makeup gain 60. Or something like that. Have a fiddle, see what sounds good. Click Apply. And then if we play that back, you'll notice it sounds a lot more distortion-y.
You would make a good Dalek.
There you go. But it's not quite there yet. So then what we need to do is go into Effect and Tremolo at the bottom here. I think this is an extra plugin you have to download, but again, it's completely free. And again, don't quote me on this. I can't remember. It's been ages since I installed Audacity. So you click on Tremolo. Waveform type is sine. Starting phase of 1. Wet level 100. And a frequency, I think 50 sounds about good in this one. But have a play and see what you think. Click OK. And then if we play that back...
You would make a good Dalek.
There you go. Instant Dalek.
You would make a good Dalek.
Yeah, I'm not super happy with 50, actually. So I'm going to undo that, go back to Tremolo, and do 30, which is what I've been using on the actual ring modulator. So we'll compare and contrast. Here we go. So this is the version we processed through Audacity.
You would make a good Dalek.
And then here's the version through the ring modulator.
You would make a good Dalek.
So they don't sound too dissimilar. I'm quite happy with that personally. I am just going to do a quick recording so I can hear what the ring modulator sounds like when I play it back. So let's give that a whirl. Oh, someone suggested a Dalek line earlier. Let's have a look. A few suggestions. You would make a good Dalek. You would obey without question. Yes, I like. I'm going to do that one, Devran. I like that line. That you can have a lot of fun with that line. So we'll go into the recording and.
Is this working? Good, excellent. Right then, here we go. Behold the restoration of the Daleks, the resurrection of the master race.
I'm just going to listen to that back and just see what that sounds like, because I've only heard it live and I can sort of get my voice in the background so it doesn't sound as good. But if I play it back now, if I play it back now...
Behold the restoration of the Daleks, the resurrection of the master race.
That sounds really cool. Okay, so we've got that.
Behold the restoration of the Daleks, the resurrection of the master race.
And then you've got the Audacity version of a different line.
You would make a good Dalek.
They're not bad. The one in Audacity I quite like. The version from here, like, let's try the tea one.
Would you care for some tea?
It's kind of in the middle. I like that one, but not as much as the actual ring modulator. And I like the Audacity one, but I don't think it sounds as good. But, you know, it's up to you, and it's, you know, a lot of the key is going to be in getting a good microphone. I think this is not the best microphone for the job, but it is what I had available. I did order a proper ribbon microphone, like a proper lip one that Nicholas Briggs used to use and what they used to use on classic Doctor Who, but it didn't work. So that's fail. Here we go.
You would make a good Dalek.
And then again, if we do that through the ring modulator,
you would make a good Dalek.
And there you go. So that is basically how you make your voice sound like a Dalek. 3 different methods. The expensive method, the method I use, using outdated software, and the cheap method. Oh dear. So let's let's close all of this and just flick back to the Studio One, because that is basically it. I have no more I can tell you, really. Yeah, you need to have Dalek Voice Pro in order to use Cool Edit Pro, right? That's a very good point, because there is an inbuilt... It's been ages since I used this, so bear with me. And let me just flick back to the desktop view briefly. Now, I've got the T line here that's unmodulated, so I'll just play that back so you can hear what it sounds like.
Would you care for some tea?
Now, you can modulate it in Cool Edit Pro directly. And that's what I used to do before I used Dalek Voice Pro, because I think it made it sound better. But if we go to Generate up here and click Tones, I can't remember precisely the frequency I used for this, but I think it's about 25, modulate by 10, modulation frequency 30.
Would you care for some tea? Would you care?
That's not bad. Let's try.
Would you care for some tea? Would you care for?
Yeah, so that's your settings, and so I've used a base frequency of 25, modulate by 40, modulation frequency 30, and then you tick modulate at the bottom here. Click OK, and if we play that back,
would you care for some tea?
You can do it in there. I could never get the settings quite right, and I can't remember the exact settings I used to use. My early videos were done in Cool Edit Pro without the Dalek Voice Pro modulation. I cannot for the life of me remember. Actually, I wonder, are the settings comparable in Dalek Voice Pro? Hold on, let me undo that. So Dalek Voice Pro, generate tones. Okay, so throw you up in the background there. No, okay, fine. What sine wave? That's fine. Yeah. Frequency 30. Modulate by. It doesn't really. It doesn't give you the right sort of settings, does it? Let's try that anyway.
Would you care for some tea?
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's not perfect. It's how I would have done it in the past, but not how I do it anymore. So, yeah. That kind of sounds like a Paradigm Dalek from the games. Yeah, it kind of does, actually.
Would you care for some tea?
So, yeah, that's. I think that sounds pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Can I ask you a favour, says Imagithorn. Yeah, you can ask me a favour. Will you make more Dalek videos in the future? I plan to. It's a time thing. This is going to make it a lot easier, because I'm not going to be spending all my time mucking around with modulating and distortion. I can literally just
perform the line like this. Exterminate!
Like that. And that's going to make things a lot easier. There are download sites which offer Cool Edit Pro. Yeah, don't do that. My dad bought this many moons ago. We have a legal copy of it. So that's, yeah, don't go and download malware stuff. That's not good. But anyway, that is all good. So, yes to all. Let's save everything. You don't want that again. No, forget that one. Okay. No. There we go. Done. Okay, so I'm actually planning to recreate the final end of Evil of the Daleks through animation, and also redubbing the audio myself, says Imagithon. Okay, cool. Any chance of more tea time with Matt? Yes, eventually. Work is killing me at the moment. My hours are ridiculous. But yes, there will be more tea time with Matt at some point. Would you like to show the custom paradigm pictures I did on Discord on the stream, if that's okay? Yeah, sure. Hang on, let me see if I can pull them up off Discord. One moment. May I request some additional Dalek voices from you and some other characters? Yeah, sure. If you send me a list, I can record it when I've got some time. Well up for that. How do you get your Dalek voice lights to match the voice? Ah, I knew someone was going to ask me that. I think the easiest way of doing that is going to be to open up my Ask a Dalek files. So bear with me while I open up Premiere Pro. It's going to take a while. Yeah, Darren, Cool Edit Pro was written by a small software company and cost almost nothing to license then. Yeah, and presumably they were then bought by Adobe. So, not anymore. But it's a really powerful piece of software, Cool Edit Pro. It's why I continue using it despite it being many, many years out of date. Because it still works. You know, it just does the job I want it to do. You know, what more could you ask for? What is that? Is that... Oh, I know what that is. That's the... it's my microphone sort of peeking into the screen. Okay. Where do I contact you then? Do it to my alldone address, matt@alldone.tv. I'll stick that in the chat room, actually. Hold on. There you go. So that's there. Sorted. Then Adobe brought it, repackaged it with their name and no other changes. So pretty much nothing has changed since. There you go. Darren's got the answer for you. What's not broke, don't fix. Absolutely. My thoughts precisely. So... yeah, if anyone does want to email me about any video-related stuff, do it there. I will preface that by saying I do not guarantee a quick response. But, yeah, if you send me an email to there, I'll take a look. Right, let me find my Ask a Dalek files. Adobe Premiere. God, I haven't opened these for ages. Ask a Dalek. There we go. I'm not even sure I've got the original video files, but we'll see how it looks. Oh dear. So, open that up. Okay. I'm showing you all my secrets now. This is this is not good. Okay, let's open up a new sequence. Actually, let me just flick this over to the desktop view so you can all see what I'm actually doing. Here we go. So, this is Premiere Pro. This is how I do all my videos. It's, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, really. But, let's, yeah. Presume the alldone.tv is your email. Yes, that is my email, yes. Can a studio condenser mic do the job when doing the Dalek voice ring modulation live? I don't know. I've not tried it. What you really need to do it with a handheld microphone, I think. In fact, if I just pop this kind of windshield off.
I do wonder if it might sound better right up against my mouth like this. I kind of think it does.
But yeah, not sure. Anyway, so that's all done like that. Sod it. Let's do this, right? So you all remember this, presumably. Yeah, so that's the title sequence. You all remember the title sequence. That's not what we're here to play with, really, but if I go and create a new sequence, so I do all of my editing as 1080p, usually DSLR 25, because that is basically what my camera is, my DSLR camera, and that's how I film all my footage. So sequence 29, episode 0, demonstration. And then what we're going to do is chuck the opening titles in, like that, and that's all pre-set up in my sorry, in another sequence. So it just dips to white and then into whatever I'm putting in next. And then there's the short version, actually, isn't there, which I think we'll use for this. Yeah, let's use the short version, because I think that's just going to save us a bit of time. So, opening title short. Actually, I'm looking at this. I think this might be an updated vortex. Yeah, I don't think I've used this vortex in a Ask a Dalek video yet. It's a remastered vortex. Yeah. Oh, that's quite neat. I'd forgotten I'd done that. Anyway, yeah. So, opening title short. And then we all remember the where's my footage gone? I was not organised when I made Ask a Dalek. Studio footage. Was it this one? Yes, that's it. There we go. So, Ask a Dalek studio footage. So, what we're going to want from this one is the initial kind of head turn. Yeah. Now we've done the head turn, that's all we need for this first bit. So, moving over to here, and just scroll through until we get to the kind of high point of the dip to white, because then we want to immediately transition into the head turn, like so. There we go. There he is. Right. So that's the head turn done. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go away and record some dialogue. So what I normally do to get the lights to match up is find a... Yeah, sorry, I'm doing this kind of automatically without talking through what I'm doing. But when I get Derek to speak, which I do through the microphone, not through the microphone, remote control. If I just flick over to the close-up camera briefly for a second. So that's Derek there. I will point a camera at him and then use the remote control. So when I wanted to say something, I do that. We are the supreme beings. And his lights just flash on and off like that. There is a particular line of dialogue that is, I think, best for this. It certainly makes it a lot easier. So if I bring you around here, we'll cycle through it until I find the one I want. You will make a good Dalek. And again, it's best if you kind of record them on a dark background so you can capture the lights. But here we go. I must exterminate all other life forms. See, that's quite a good line because it's quite a long piece of dialogue, but there is a much better one further on. I need orders. I obey. There, hang on, I know which one. Orders received. Right, this is the line of dialogue that I find easiest to animate to, which is... Superior Dalek multi-spectrum scanning now engaged. Simple. So that's quite a long piece of dialogue, which is expedient, as you'll see shortly. So, back to my desktop view. And now, in here somewhere will be that line. I can't remember where, but let's give it a go. Orders received. Nearly there. So, we'll do the marking point at the beginning of the line, which is there, so... Superior Dalek multi-spectrum scanning, now engaged. There we go, so just cycle through it frame by frame to the end of the line. There we go. And then... Now engaged. And then just like grab a sort of couple of seconds. Oh. Unit has... Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm so used to doing this on automatic pilot, I'm forgetting to do what I'm saying. Basically, what I'm looking for is a long section where he's not saying anything. So, 1 or 2 seconds will do the job. So, like that. That'll do. Okay. So now, I've got 2 video files on my timeline, if I scroll through. We've got the dialogue one, and we've got the non-dialogue one. And I keep the original audio for the moment, because we're going to need that in a minute. And now, if I get rid of that, what I can also do, actually, now I think about it, if I go into assets and create a new folder, I've got all the Dalek sound effects now. So if I go there, no, sound FX, not DX, there you go, sound effects, and go File, Import, and go to, trying to remember where I've kept everything. I think it is in here. That's radio stuff, sound effects library, Doctor Who sound effects, Daleks. Yeah, there we go. That's all of the things there. So, do that. And then what I can do now is, rather than keeping the sort of original remote control sound, which is like this, I can put something a bit better on. Now, somewhere in here, there is one called Dalek Head Move. There we are, new series Dalek Head Move 1. So if we listen to that back, there we go. So if I dump that onto the timeline, find the point where the head starts moving, and then I can just trim that file to suit. Like so. So from about there-ish. And then if we play that back, it's not quite long enough, irritatingly, but we'll work with it anyway. So yeah, it's not quite long enough, so I might just to be a bit cheeky, just chop it in half. Find the end point of the head movement. About there, okay, and then just lengthen that a bit and just hope no one notices. And then if I remove the sound from that, drag that back up, and then we'll play that back, see how that looks. There you go. Now it's a little bit loud, so I'm just going to drag the volume down a bit to about -5 decibels, because we want it subtle. So now, there you go. That's how you match the sound effects. So, do I get sick of hearing the voices? Yes. Oh, you mean the Dalek voice? No, I was talking about the voices in my head. Yes, I do get sick of hearing the Dalek voices. It's very tiring. Okay. What am I doing now? Let's think of a line of dialogue I can perform. Because I'm going to want to go into Cool Edit Pro for this one, I think. So we'll go back into Cool Edit Pro, and we will record a line of dialogue that you can all point and laugh at me for doing. Okay, so here we go. I may just upload this short video on its own, just to, yeah, I'll record something and see how it sounds. Here we go. Okay.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek. I recorded this line of dialogue to demonstrate how Matthew matches my lights flashing to what I am saying. If you're watching this, it means he did it without breaking his computer. So there's a shock. Okay, bye.
Yeah, silly, but we'll roll with it. So I'll go through and trim that to roughly what I want it to sound like, which is about that. Leave a little bit of gap in between each statement, and then play that back and see how it sounds. Here we go.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek. I recorded this line of dialogue to demonstrate how Matthew matches my lights flashing to what I am saying. If you're watching this, it means he did it without breaking his computer. So there's a shock. Okay, bye.
I'm going to add a teeny bit of distortion to that. I'm not entirely happy with it. So if we do that.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek. I recorded this line of...
Yeah, this sounds okay. I'm quite happy with this. I'm just going to knock the amplification down by 3 decibels. Just
Greetings, inferior life forms.
Because we don't want it too loud. Because that will just irritate people. Now, if I go into here and do Ask a Dalek. There we go. And then we're going to import that into Premiere Pro. Into assets like so. Desktop Dalek. Ask a Dalek. There we go. Have you thought about wiring your a control from your mixing desk linked to the ring modulator lights and remote it into Derek so you could do the lights and voice live? I could do that. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. And I'd have to do it for every single Dalek. So not realistic, I don't think. Unless, Darren, you have some ideas on that. You could do that, actually. That would be awesome. I think Nicholas Briggs used to, on the show, when he was recording Dalek dialogue, certainly in the first series, it was very simplistic. All he did was have the microphone, have a sound engineer with basically an on-off switch, and he would basically, in order to sync the lights up with the dialogue, talk like this! You know, doing the pointing with the finger in line with what he was saying, so that the operator of the Dalek knew to switch the lights on and off like this. It's all very simple. I think it's a bit more technical now. I think Nicholas Briggs does it all directly, which is quite neat. So, yes. If you wanted to, you could film this as a YouTube short and then match the audio that way. They have actually helped me a lot as far as the viewer outreach goes, even if they are vertical videos. That's true, yeah. That's quite a neat idea, actually. I've not tried the YouTube short function yet. I'll have to give it a go. Anyway, back into Premiere Pro. And into desktop view. And then I've got my Ask a Dalek dialogue there. So, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Drop it in there like that. And here we go. So, I want to basically match my blank. Yeah, this is what I do first of all. I go unlink and get my my no light video basically, and I paste that all along the length of the dialogue. So there we go. That's all we need. That covers all of the space. So, and then this is the clever bit. You basically drag and drop the light one into where you want it. So if I do copy and paste it into video 3. And we'll do it that way. So find the bit of your dialogue where the talking starts. Paste. No, not with the... See, I've made a mistake there. That's what I've done there. So unlink, copy. There. There we go. So now, if I play that back, you'll see this.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and
now you see it's not an exact science. It's the light, but it's not bad. That's pretty close to what I want it to look like. But as you can see, there's on all the Ask a Dalek videos, the footage isn't quite consistent. So you'll see at the end of the light flashing, we then switch. There's like a frame jump where the lighting changes. That's because it was just using sunlight. If I ever restart this series properly, which I probably will do at some point, I will record new footage with a consistent background, so that doesn't happen. That happens a lot in my videos. So that's the and welcome bit. So paste again and another one, and then if we play through that.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek.
And that's the end of the line, so we just copy that to there. So it jumps straight to the no.
I recorded this.
Actually, do you know what?
Superior Dalek multi-spectrum scanning now engaged.
There we go. That's the one I want. Okay, so sorry. Yeah, I wasn't happy with that. You've got to kind of jump back and forth through your video clips sometimes to make this work. This is why I don't do many Dalek videos. They're tedious as hell. So, right. We select video 1 and then we're just going to copy and paste all along the length of the dialogue, and that should look better now. Let's see how this turns out. Right, so if I now run this through.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek.
There we go. That doesn't look too bad now. So then, basically, you go through frame by frame and match the flashing light clip to the audio. So if I paste that in.
I recorded this line of dialogue to demonstrate how
And then you keep doing that for the full length of the line.
my lights flashing to what I am flashing.
Okay, there's a bit of a gap there, so I'll just trim that and then paste a new one in. There.
To what I am saying.
And then just trim the end off of that as well. So
Flashing to what I am saying. If
there we go. So, right, and then paste a new one in there.
If you're watching this,
There we go.
watching this, it means he did it without breaking his
And paste another one. And then drag it to there. And play that back again.
It means he did it without breaking his computer. So
And again.
So there's a shock.
And then again.
Okay. But
There we are.
okay. Bye.
And it's as simple as that. So, now I go to the footage again, find the head turn bit, and to the end, there we go, right. Because then, in my title sequence, I can go to, where's the closing title? Closing title short, there we go. Into there like that, and then like so. There we go. Right. Let's just add the head turning sound effect in there as well. Which goes in audio like that. There we go. So where did the head turn start? About there. There we go. Match up the sound. Not quite. Okay, so go, and head turning start, there we go. Just drag that one over a bit, and I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit for this one to about -1, and then maybe just adjust the sound effect to the closing theme a bit so it's a bit quieter, because I've always thought that bit of the theme is a bit loud. So about there. We'll drop it down to, let's say -5 there. There we go. So now if we go back to our demonstration and timeline, it goes thus.
Bye.
It's the sound cut out before the head turn finishes? Yes, it does. That's immensely annoying. Hold on a moment. There we go. So, one more time.
Okay, bye!
And then I'm trying to remember what happened. Oh, yes, this was the Tea Time with Matt one, so we'll just hide that bit for this one. And then find the bit where it dips to white and then disappears. Cut that short. And then find where the audio ends proper. And there we go. That is the video. So if we now whack that up to full screen and play that back, you can see exactly what it is we've created. This is just the video now.
Greetings, inferior life forms, and welcome to this very short episode of Ask a Dalek. I recorded this line of dialogue to demonstrate how Matthew matches my lights flashing to what I am saying. If you're watching this, it means he did it without breaking his computer. So there's a shock. Okay, bye.
And there you go. That's how I edit Dalek videos. Now that... How long have I been recording this? That took maybe, what, 15-20 minutes? That is a minute and a half long, and the Dalek dialogue bit is about 30 seconds. Multiply that up to a 10-minute video with shots chopping and changing, and recording all the lines, and recording all the separate shots. That's a lot of work. It takes forever. And that's before you get on to doing things like the music, adding in the human dialogue, adding in any effects you've got to do. Now, for instance, on Dalek Donald, who's the Genesis Dalek at the back there, I have to do the lights manually by adding a lens flare effect in. So literally you have the lens flare effect on the footage, and it just lights up in time with what he's saying by dragging the brightness from 0% to around 30%, maybe a little bit brighter if he's shouting, and so on. Yeah. It takes forever. So now when I'm done with this and I'm happy, I will render it like this, and it will sit there and render that, and it will take forever. So yeah, if any of you would like to hear some Dalek dialogue while that's running, that I am open to that. Oh yes, I was gonna find Devran's what do you call it? Dalek settings. Here we are, ring modulator. So master plan about 85.7 power. Expand. Hold on a minute. New series 51 and 25. Okay. Alright. Well, that's fairly straightforward. Hold on a minute. Oh. Hang on. Is that done? Blimey. Okay. That was quick. Okay, so if I just play that now, you can see it runs a lot more smoothly because it's not rendering it on the fly. So now if I go File, Export Media, and then I'm going to want to export this as a YouTube video preset. I've got one for Full HD, one for 720p. And then the output name will go to videos, Ask a Dalek, episode 0 demonstration, save, and then I hit Q, because that means I can go back and fiddle with it if I need to while the rendering is happening, because if I render in software it just ties it up completely. So if I spot anything I can stop it, save it and start again. Otherwise I've got to wait for it to finish rendering. So save changes to Ask a Dalek, go into Adobe Media Encoder and start Q. There we go. Okay, so new series is a more frequency of around 25, we reckon. Okay, so more like there.
So a bit more like this.
And then the remembrance. Genesis Daleks are 28, so a little bit further this way.
Aliens! I must exterminate! Exterminate!
And so on. And then more this way for this one. Actually, modulation chop rate of about... Because you see the rate on this only goes up to 25. So that's not... I can't do some of these, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. My request. You destroyed it. Oh, yes, the Emperor of the... Hold on a minute. I've just realised something. Oh, hold on. There we go. Let's turn that all the way down. If I turn the effect...
You destroyed...
Yeah, not quite. Okay, bit loud, but we'll work with it. There we go. So if I do that...
You destroyed us, Doctor. The Dalek race died in your inferno, but my ship survived, falling through time, crippled but alive.
I'm having way too much fun. Do I have a Discord server? Yes, I do. And bear with me a moment. I will share it in the chat room. 1 second. It is the Tea Time with Matt Discord server. And the settings are in here. Copy. I'll paste that into the YouTube chat room now. And also we'll chuck it in the old what am I talking about? Twitch chat. Where is the Twitch chat? There is the Twitch chat. No, I can't pop it in the Twitch chat. Okay, well that's fine. Whatever. There we go. Got it. Okay, paste. Sorted. There we go. Yeah, come join my Discord server. We have limited amounts of fun there. Okay. So, kind of want to fiddle with the effect settings there a bit if I can. Hold on a minute.
How's that one? That's not quite right either. You destroyed us, Doctor. You destroyed us, Doctor. You destroyed us, Doctor.
That one's better. There we go. Something along the lines of
purify the earth with fire.
Oh, that sort of thing. Anyone got any other Emperor lines? Like, for instance...
Do not fight in here! Obey your Emperor! Obey! Obey!
Have you now added some echo to your normal voice? Yes, I have an effects tab on the thing which can add a little bit of reverb to the settings. So if I go to A, for instance, that's a slightly different echo, I think. Something along the lines of...
I am the god of all Daleks!
I don't think there's a sort of setting on this that really works, but let's try this one.
I am the God of all Daleks!
That one's not bad. Maybe...
Those words are blasphemy!
That one's alright, yeah. That one's okay. I quite like that one. Trying to think of other Emperor Dalek lines.
Hail the Doctor, the great exterminator! All Black Dalek leaders to control! Exterminate all opposition! Destroy rebels! I cannot die!
That's quite a good one. That's quite good. I like that. What other lines are there? I'm trying to think of any from Big Finish that I could use. Oh god, is there any well-known Big Finish Emperor lines that I could use? Trying to remember the lines from the time of the Doctor. Ah, this might be a good one.
You will die now, Doctor. This is the end of you. The rules of regeneration are known. You have expended all your lives. Alert! Alert! The Doctor is regenerating! Exterminate him! Exterminate!
There we go.
The human factor is useless! The human factor showed us what the Dalek factor was. Without knowing, you have shown the Daleks what our strength is.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that one. That's quite a fun set of lines, that.
There is every chance that the Delta Wave will be complete, but no chance it can be perfected. The Supreme Council will not accept failure. They will be impregnated with the Dalek factor, your discovery, but your work is not over.
I'm just having fun doing Emperor lines at this point. Yeah, let's do the some of the ones from Rose. No, sorry, Dalek, which is the kind of first series one. Hold on, where's the effect to mix button? There it is. So that sounds more like... Oh no, it's still doing the effect. What the hell? How about if I do that? That's... No. How about now? No, that's better. There we go. But if I turn that up, it still does it. Hold on. Yeah. Were you hearing all the... Oh, excuse me. I do apologise. Were you... Oh, let's... Oh, hang on. That's a good one. I like that one. Turn that up a bit.
You will take the Dalek factor. You will spread it throughout the entire history of Earth.
Yeah, I think the echo's a bit loud on that, so if I turn the effect down ever so slightly. Can I do some 60s Dalek voices? Trying to think of some decent 60s lines from the Daleks. Hang on, I'm gonna Google this. Let's find some lines from other episodes. Hold on. Doctor Who Dalek quotes. Here we are. That one. Doctor Who the Daleks quotes. Here we are. Here we are. Hang on. There's a few here where the Daleks are sort of chattering to each other. Let's find one. Here we are. This is quite a good one. Yeah, this is one where 3 Daleks are talking to one another, so we'll give this a go as a line.
How about here? About here? Yep, about there. Let's just turn off the effector mix so we're not getting the echo. I have just come from the prisoners. The old man is dying. Then he must die. There is no help we can give him. How are the others? The woman is sleeping very heavily. The young man fights against it. What of the girl? Has she reached the jungle? Yes, the ranger scopes have tracked her that far. Now they have lost her.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I like that. Let's see. Any more lines that we like the sound of? We want Daleks talking to one another. Here we are.
Exterminate all humans. Exterminate all humans. Exterminate, annihilate, destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy.
It's quite a good one.
With static power, the Daleks will be twice as useful. Why do human beings kill human beings?
This one's from Power of the Daleks.
We are not ready yet to teach these human beings the law of the Daleks.
Let's see, what else? Scroll down, see if we can find some really good quotes. There's got to be some. Somewhere. Come on, here we go. Some Daleks arguing is what we want. Oh, there's some Imperial Dalek lines here. Hold on. Let's, yeah, hold on. Let's knock that all the way up and see what this sound likes.
Prepare for shuttle docking. Lock the hand of Omega into the circuit control. Omega device is now locked in and running.
I'm not thrilled. Here we are. Here we go. Yeah, there's some good quotes here from Dalek. Here we go.
Why do we survive? I am the last of the Daleks.
Doctor, you're not even that. Rose did more than regenerate you. You've absorbed her DNA. You're mutating.
Into what?
Something new. I'm sorry. Rose, but isn't that better? The Doctor, not for a Dalek.
I can feel so many ideas, so much darkness. Rose, give me orders. Order me to die.
Rose, I can't do that.
This is not life. This is sickness. I shall not be like you. Order my destruction. Obey! Obey! Obey!
Rose, reluctantly, do it.
Are you frightened, Rose Tyler?
Rose, yeah.
So am I. Exterminate.
Bang. That's brilliant. That's really good. Let's The problem with the voices from Remembrance is that it keeps switching from humanoid voices to robotic voices a little too often. It does. It really does. We need Daleks talking to one another. Daleks talking to one another. Let's see. Come on, there's got to be a couple. There we are. This one's a good one. This is from Daleks in Manhattan. So let's give this a go.
The Chromatian solution is ready. Then our preparations are complete.
What are you doing? Preparations for what?
This is the final experiment.
You mean like these pigmen things? You're not going to turn me into one of those. Oh God, please don't.
The pig slaves are primitive. The final experiment is greater by far.
But how does that involve me?
We need your flesh. Bring him to me. Halt. This action contradicts the Dalek imperative. Daleks are supreme. Humans are weak. But there are millions of humans and only 4 of us. If we are supreme, why are we not victorious? The cult of Skaro was created by the Emperor for this very purpose. To imagine new ways of survival. But we must remain pure. No, Dalek Thay! Our purity has brought us to extinction. We must adapt to survive. You have all made sacrifices. And now I will sacrifice myself for the greater cause, for the future of Dalek kind. Now bring me the human!
This is fun, that. Oh dear. Somewhere in amongst this lot, there's got to be. I think there's. Hang on. I want to try and find some Genesis era lines. See if I can. Try and get them sounding a bit more classic series-y. Here we are, something like this.
All inferior creatures are to be considered the enemies of the Daleks and destroyed.
No, wait! Those men are scientists. They can help you. Let them live.
Have pity! Pity! I have no understanding of the word. It is not registered in my vocabulary bank. Exterminate!
I tried to get a Davros there, but it didn't quite work. Great one from Planet of the Daleks. Hold on, I wonder if it's on here. Let's see. There's a few things. Do the planet one between the section leader and the Supreme, like Doctor has suggested. Hold on, the section leader and the Supreme. Hold on. Is that the Supreme Council does not accept failure one? I think so. Here we go. Hold on. Let's want to go fiddle with the settings a bit. Try there. Okay. This one should be good for that. Here we go.
Order space transporters to assemble and await landing orders. I obey. The action of the aliens has caused considerable disruption to the operations on this planet. This was a matter beyond my control. Your orders were to exterminate them. It has not been possible. We have been unable to use the bacteria bombs. The responsibility was yours. You have failed. The Supreme Council does not accept failure. Exterminate!
That's alright, that. Find the Jammy Dodger line. Hang on, that's Victory of the Daleks, isn't it? Hold on. Here we go. So knock that down a bit. There we go.
We have succeeded. DNA reconstruction is complete. Observe, Doctor, a new Dalek paradigm. The progenitor has fulfilled our new destiny. Behold, the restoration of the Daleks. The resurrection of the master race.
We're basically just playing Daleks now. This is all we're doing. Oh dear. There's got to be a few more. The Dalek Prime Minister. Here we go. Let's try that one.
What do you know of the Dalek Asylum?
According to legend, you have a dumping ground. A planet where you lock up all the Daleks that go wrong. The battle-scarred, the insane. The ones even you can't control. Which never made any sense to me.
Why not?
Because you just killed them.
It is offensive to us to extinguish such divine hatred.
Offensive?
Does it surprise you to know that Daleks have a concept of beauty?
I thought you'd run out of ways to make me sick, but hello again. You think hatred is beautiful.
Perhaps that is why we have never been able to kill you.
Blah blah blah, done that. Let's see the Doctor's regenerating. Here we are.
I see.
Hold on, we need a bit of an echo for this one, if I remember correctly. Here we go, just a tiny one.
I see your mind, Doctor. I see your universe.
And isn't the universe beautiful?
I see beauty.
Yes, that's good. That is good. Hold on to that.
I see endless, divine perfection.
Make it a part of you. Remember how you feel right now. Put it inside you and live by it.
I see into your soul, Doctor. I see beauty. I see divinity. I see hatred. I see your hatred of the Daleks, and it is good. Death to the Daleks. Death to the Daleks. Death to the Daleks. Daleks are evil. Daleks must be exterminated.
Yeah, a little bit of an echo on that one. And finally,
victory is yours, but it does not please you.
You looked inside me and you saw hatred. That's not victory. Victory would have been a good Dalek.
I am not a good Dalek. You are a good Dalek.
I think this... Oh... Try the lines in the first scene of the Daleks in the Stolen Earth. Oh, yes, hold on a minute. I saw that one earlier. Here we are, the Stolen Earth.
Dalek fleet in battle formation. All systems locked and primed. Crucible at 90% efficiency. The human harvest will commence. Supreme Dalek on the bridge. Soon the crucible will be complete. We have waited long for this ultimate destiny. Now the Daleks are the masters of Earth.
Daleks are the masters of Earth! Daleks are the masters of Earth! There we go. Exterminate, exterminate. That's my favourite scene in Doctor Who. Well, I think that's fitting, isn't it? Exterminate! 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 Annihilate! Destroy! Unit forces will be exterminated! Annihilate unit! Exterminate! Yeah. Well, there we go. I think it's about time we wrap this up, but I hope you found that enjoyable. For next question, has my video finished exporting? Yes, it has. So while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and upload that, because anyone who's not seen the stream is now going to see an Ask a Dalek pop up randomly, and it's going to be hilarious. So let's upload a video. Hold on. Let me find an episode of Ask a Dalek I like. Well, no, not the one that I like. Just a Ask a Dalek will do, because that's where I'm just going to get all the information from. No, go away. Derek the Dalek takes out time from conquering the universe to answer your questions. There we go. Videos, Ask a Dalek, episode 0 demonstration. There we go. Right, so description in there. Ask a Dalek. Ask a Dalek demonstration. Voice demonstration. Short. Oh, hold on. Something's not right there. Nothing's responding. I don't like it. Don't like that. Go away. There we go. Voice demonstration. Short. Upload thumbnail. Is it in there? I don't think there's just a generic Ask a Dalek one, is there? Hold on a minute. If there is, it'll be in assets. Here we go. Promo images. There we go. That'll do. Right. In this episode, Derek says a short line through a ring modulator. So, made as part of live from the works, how to sound like a Dalek. And then I'll just chuck the link in to what we're literally making right now. So copy and paste. Oh no! I've just appeared on screen. That's not what I want to do. There we go. Okay. So there we are. Lovely. Next. Do I want to monetize it? Yes, I do, because Papa needs money for the ring modulator. Okay. So no. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah. There we go. Right, and done. Boom. Add suitability. Does it contain inappropriate language? No. No. None of the above. God, do you remember when uploading a YouTube video was straightforward? Oh dear. Right. Checks. Yep. Fine. Next. Add end screen. Import from video. When was my last Dalek video? Well over a year ago, I'm sure. There we are. That's the fella. Right, move you up a bit. There we go. Cardiff Scratch would best for viewer. Actually, hold on a minute. No. We want the Ask a Dalek playlist. That's what we want. There we go. Add the end screen. There we are. And checks. No copyright issues. Add suitability. Yep. Make public. Actually, set as instant premiere. Actually, no. What I'm going to do, right, this is going to be brilliant, right? Is I'm going to set this to go live at 4 p.m. Because then you can all go and watch it, because it will be amazing. No, we don't need to select a trailer. Cancel. Set up as premiere. Yep. Go live at 4. Right, okay. That will go live at 4 p.m, folks. And that's just literally the same video you've seen already. So don't worry too much about that. Actually, if I go back to video elements and add an end screen, what I can then do is choose a specific video and select the live from the works how to speak like a Dalek, and then there you go. It'll direct them straight here. Job's a good one. Right then. So that's going up on YouTube now. That'll be uploaded in about 15 minutes if you want to watch that again. So that will be fun. Okay, but thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of how to speak like a Dalek. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have too. And I'm really hoping that I can count this as Dalek content now, so I can take another 1.5 years off. You guys aren't falling for that, are you? Nah, I thought not. Anyway, so from me, Matthew, and from everyone's favourite Dalek, Derek, it is goodbye. So take care, and I'll see you again soon. Derek, any sort of final words for the viewers?
Go away!
That's very rude. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. He's really impolite these days. Anyway, have you got anything to say at all?
No!
Absolutely sure about that?
Yes!
So rude. Very, very rude. You and me are going to have words when I come off air. Thank you for joining me. Take care. And remember,
Daleks are the masters of YouTube! Tune in next time! Bye-bye!